matchup, we'll see second-seeded Eastern Connecticut take on third-seeded Southern Maine. All right, I'm joined now by Sam Allen, the head coach of the University of Southern Maine Huskies, as her team will be taking on the Eastern Connecticut State Warriors in our second semifinal here tonight. And Coach, it's an exciting atmosphere anytime you make it this deep into the season, as here you are, potentially 2 wins away from an NCAA tournament bid, and you're taking on a team that is a pretty even matchup with you. You split the regular season matchups, and here you are on a neutral site, so figures to be anybody's game. What are the areas where your team's going to have to excel in order to advance to the final?
Of course, both teams have worked really hard to get to this point, and one of our big points of emphasis has been defense and rebounding. Most of the time coming into tournament play, that's been huge for any team going in, and certainly for ours.
And certainly up at Southern Maine, you've written the history books in the women's basketball side of things. You won the tournament year after year, it seems like. But those players aren't playing for you today. It's a new era and a new group that you have. So what are some of the things that you try to instill in your players where you're able to call on the rich history that you have as a program, but also trying to get the team to have its own identity here in 2019?
Yes, this group is certainly writing their own history for sure. They have a really deep work ethic that they go after every single play, every single practice, game, doesn't matter. I know this group is particularly close to one another, and that certainly comes out on the floor. They play very, very well together, moving the ball, especially in these past few games, and I think that's been really important for us. There's not any one particular standout player. It's anybody rises on any given night, and I know that they're all very excited to be here and rise on their own time.
I know in the last few years it's become trendy for the host team to play the earlier game as opposed to the later game, and UMass Dartmouth's doing that here tonight. So as you try to prepare for your game, how do you balance, keeping one eye on what's going on in the early game in case you have to face one of these teams tomorrow versus, making your preparation for the game you've got to play and win?
I mean, our focus is first and foremost our game tonight against Eastern. It's a one-game season right now, and that's really what we're focused on. We're aware of the atmosphere. We're enjoying it the best way we can, but our main focus right now, as we take notes on the game that's happening currently, we are certainly mostly focused on the game ahead of us tonight at 7:30.
And some coaches will tell you that tournament games are just another game and you have to keep them the same, and how you call your timeouts and how you manage your rotation. And then there's other coaches that will tell you it's a whole different season once you get into the tournament. And maybe you tighten up your bench, or maybe you're a little more aggressive with your timeouts. Which one of those categories would you say you fall into?
I mean, basically it's about who's got the hot hand, who's playing really well matchup-wise, and that's really what we're looking for initially. Seeing what that first group can put together, and then we have a lot of people on the bench that can do damage for sure. So it's good to test everybody out every once in a while and see what they have, what they're bringing in this tournament atmosphere, and whoever brings it is who's going to stay on the floor.
Well, congratulations on making it this far, and best of luck tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
That's Samantha Allen, head coach of the Southern Maine Huskies. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Welcome back. I'm joined now by Denise Beerley, the head coach of the Eastern Connecticut State Warriors, whose team takes on the University of Southern Maine with a trip to the Little East Conference Championship game on the line. And Coach, congratulations on making it far this season. And you were very close to being able to host this tournament yourselves, but you do end up in this neutral site game with Southern Maine, and that's a tough draw, a team that you split with in the regular season. You've had a chance to evaluate their film against other opponents, but also against yourself twice. Right. So what are the things that you've looked at from those first 2 games to say we can improve here to get a third win here today?
Well, I think the main thing that we need to do is take care of the basketball. I think even in the game that we won a few weeks ago, we had way too many turnovers. I think we had like 23 turnovers. We just need to do better taking care of the ball. When they switch up defenses on us, we need to handle that better. I think if we do that, we'll be in pretty good shape. But, we just need to take care of the ball better. I think that's the biggest thing for us. Yeah.
And you as a coach certainly have plenty of experience in this tournament, and some of your more senior players do as well. So what are those things that you're looking to get from them in the opening minutes of a game to make sure that they're not overwhelmed by the moment or the situation and that they're playing it like a normal game?
Well, just I think, to stay true to who you are. I think that's the main thing. I think when you try to play, a different style, you try to kind of rise up to the moment, it doesn't really work. I think you have to be true to who you are. If you're a good defensive team, if you're a good rebounding team, or whatever you do well, I think that you have to just continue to do that for 40 minutes. I also think these games come down to just a lot of fight. I mean, whoever's going to fight it out more for that loose ball, whoever's going to make one more play here and there, these games are really decided by a real slim margin, and you have to be that team, hopefully, that'll do whatever it takes to get the win.
And Southern Maine is saying all those same things over on the other side of their team that has those same emphasis on defense and on rebounding. So when you're playing in a high-level game against a quality opponent, where are those places that you try to make sure that you've got even more polish than perhaps a regular season game?
I think mainly for us it's our team defense. I think it starts there. I think the last couple of weeks we've been doing a lot better job being connected as a unit on the defensive end. I think earlier in the season we kind of were like, individuals out there, and I think the last couple of weeks we've been better. But that needs to be really sharp tonight to play against a really good team like Southern Maine. So we need to know our assignments. We need to know what we're doing, who we're guarding, what's going on in that department. I also think offensively is just to execute well. I think, the last couple of weeks we've been executing better, but once again, Southern Maine presents a challenge of they will switch up defenses on us, and how we're going to handle that, taking care of the ball and executing our offense with, just being sharp and precise with our execution.
And then you've got the potential to be playing back-to-back days, which is something you're hoping to do this weekend and next weekend if all goes according to plan. So with that in mind, have you handled how you've had the players practice and prepare at all this week so that they have maybe more energy to play more minutes this weekend?
Well, what we tried to do, knowing that we had the bye, obviously that was a big thing for us because then we could get a little more rest. We gave them an additional day off this week. Usually Sunday's our day off. So I think that helped them a lot. They seem pretty refreshed. They seem ready to go. I mean, time will tell. The game will tell tonight. And then you never know. Hopefully, if we're lucky enough to advance, you'll see. We'll worry about. You really just have to worry about tomorrow. You can't coach thinking, oh, they got to play 40 more minutes. You have to win the game at hand and then just let the rest fall as it will for the next 24 hours.
Well, thanks for your time, Coach. Best luck on the floor tonight.
Thank you very much.
That's Denise Beerley of Eastern Connecticut State. We'll have more for you coming up on Little East TV and DC TV.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to the Tripp Athletic Center on the campus of the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth for semifinal round action in the 2019 Little East Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. And in this one tonight, we see the second-seeded Eastern Connecticut State Warriors taking on the third-seeded Southern Maine Huskies. Two excellent programs, two teams that have had fine seasons. Southern Maine coming in at 16-10 overall, Eastern Connecticut coming in at 17-8 overall. EastCon 12-4 in Little East play. Southern Maine right behind them at 11-5. Winner of this game punches its ticket to the 2019 Little East Conference Championship game, which will be between the hosting UMass Dartmouth Corsairs and the victor here. That'll come your way at 3 p.m. tomorrow. We'll carry that game for you again on Little East TV. Winner of that one gains automatic qualification to the 2019 Little East Conference Tournament. Now we'll send it across the way to Greg Antonelli for tonight's starting lineups.
Championship tournament game between the visiting Huskies from the University of Southern Maine and the visiting Warriors from Eastern Connecticut State University. And ladies and gentlemen, now introducing the starting lineups for this evening's contest. From the University of Southern Maine at Ford, a senior from Fairfield, Vermont, number 20, Kimberly Howergan. From Eastern Connecticut State University at Ford, a freshman from Andover, Connecticut, number 24, Anna Barry. From the University of Southern Maine at Ford, a senior from Montreal, Quebec, number 10, Alexis Shorlovitz. From Eastern Connecticut State University at Ford, a freshman from Trumbull, Connecticut, number 23, Julie Keckler. From the University of Southern Maine at Gordy, junior from Lewiston, Maine, number 11, Christina Blay. From Eastern Connecticut State University at Gordy, freshman from Cromwell, Connecticut, number 10, Jenna Sorrentino. From the University of Southern Maine at Gordy, junior from Londonderry, New Hampshire, number 14, Jackie Luckhard. From Eastern Connecticut State University at Gordy, junior from North Branford, Connecticut, number 15, Sabrina Lemire. From the University of Southern Maine at Centeray, junior from Trimmer, Maine, number 31, Shantae Eels. And from Eastern Connecticut State University at Centeray, junior from Cromwell, Connecticut, number 40, Maya Villard. The assistant coaches for the Huskies is Rochelle Burns and Denise Holmes. The head coach for the Huskies is Samantha.
All right, so there you have it. We had a national anthem before the first game of the night, so we will omit that here for game 2 and get right down to business. Just about right on time here in game 2. You got to love that. Doesn't happen every day in tournament play. UMass Dartmouth victorious 71-65 over Rhode Island College in our first semifinal to advance the 2019 Little East Conference Championship game. And both these teams will be trying to advance there themselves coming into this one. And these two teams did meet twice during the regular season. They split the two games. Southern Maine won the game at Eastern 64-56 back on January the 10th. And Eastern Connecticut went up to Gorham and returned the favor on February the 6th, winning 59-52. Eastern Connecticut, given the fact that they finished second to Southern Maine's third, they will be the home team for this game on the neutral site. And there you see the victorious UMass Dartmouth Corsairs enjoying some post-game pizza there after a job well done tonight to advance to the championship game. Eastern Connecticut, as I was saying before, will wear their home whites as the higher seed in this game. Southern Maine will wear the road navy blues with the yellow trim around the shoulders, waist, and above the knees. Your officials for tonight's game: Roger Saraiva, Renee Tarigny, and Larry Ruffing. As we get the ball in play here in just a moment and be underway with the 2019 Little East Conference semifinal between the Eastern Connecticut State Warriors and the Southern Maine Huskies. John Cabral, glad to be with you here from the Tripp Athletic Center here tonight. As the Warriors look to get off to a good start. Ball in the lane, right hand float no good, but a late foul call will be a charge against Jenna Sorrentino. And so Southern Maine comes up with a quick stop, and they register a foul against EastCon. So that gives them a little bit of an advantage here off the bat, some 18 seconds in. Ball into the front court for the Huskies as they send it around. Christina Belay passes around to the right wing and gets it back. Belay, a junior from Lewiston, Maine. Pass tipped, loose, but taken back by USM. Srolovitz makes a good pass around the lane, kicks it back up top. Long jumper misses short, but caught inside. They do beat the buzzer. The shot's no good. And coming away with the rebound is Anna Barry. Barry with a bounce entry down to the block. Good spin move, but coughing up the ball and losing out of bounds was Anna Barry. So 3 possessions, no points in the opening minute of competition. Ball advanced forward for Srolovitz, who pulls up. Jumper just inside the free throw line's no good, but an offensive rebound and then a foul. It's already going to be the second of the quarter against Eastern Connecticut. Lemare will likely pick that one up. And she does. So 2 early ones on the Warriors. Huskies looking to take the lead here early. Ball inside the lane, right-hand float, bounces out off the attempt by Howrigan. Another offensive rebound gives the Huskies another opportunity. Jackie Luckhart running the point, a junior out of Londonderry, New Hampshire. Srolovitz off to the left for Belay. 12 on the shot clock. Belay had a high screen, but the defender worked through it. Ball up top for Howrigan. Howrigan might have gotten away with the travel there, got in and scored.
2 points for Kimberly
So Howrigan scores the first points of the game almost 2 full minutes in. And the Huskies have gotten themselves a 2-0 advantage. Bounce advance for Barry, and we've got a foul on the floor. It's going to be the first foul against the Huskies. And they'll call that on Eels, her first. Chantel Eels, a junior out of Turner, Maine, and Levitt High. Ball into the corner for Lemaire. Lemaire feeds it in. Left-hander, no good. Rebound grabbed by Southern Maine. Bounce entry inside. Left-hander spits out. That was halfway down where Howrigan didn't drop. And this remains a 2-point game. Low-scoring affair here early. Keckler leaves it back. Now brings it back up top with 17 to shoot. Ball up top for Serrentino. Serrentino gives it left. Lemaire enters down low for Barry. Barry gets it to go. And Eastern at long last is on the board. Barry, a freshman forward out of Andover and Ram, gets the game evened at 2. Left-hand dribble kick to the wing for Srolovitz. Srolovitz pushes it to the right. And the Huskies bring it back up top for Belay. Luckhart gives it up at the last second. Good decision. Straight on 3. Wide open, but offline for Howrigan. Missing on the follow was Belay. And Eastern comes away with the ball as Serrentino gets it out to safety and gives it off to Keckler, who will run the point. Warriors looking for their first lead of the ball game. Good move there inside by Keckler, feeding it into Villard, who takes a tumble but scores the basket. Maya Villard's first points of the contest give Eastern their first lead at 4-2. So both teams have had the lead already in the opening 3.5 minutes. Entry pass, stolen away, easy steal for Barry. Up ahead to Lemaire. Lemaire returns. Barry looking for another. It spins in. Countered and one.
Southern Maine foul, call number 31, Chantel Eels, her second.
Foul is on Eels. She's already picked up 2 for USM.
24, Anna Barry, shooting 1.
And Barry will go to the free throw line, shooting 1.
Substitution for the Huskies, taking number 42.
Barry, a 58% free throw shooter on the year, 28 for 48 to this point on the season. And she's down the middle there. So Barry has 5 of Eastern Connecticut's 7 points. And Eastern now leads at 7-2 with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Belay lobs it in. Bounce pass up top. Here's Howrigan, who's had the ball a lot early, but she's not hitting shots. Anna Barry comes up with the rebound. They'll lob it ahead quick for Serrentino. Doesn't go, but she got fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. Foul given by Belay. It's her first.
Southern Maine foul,
So Serrentino will go to the line shooting 2. Serrentino, a 73% free throw shooter, 19 for 26 on the season. Her first is up and good. Here's another peek at that foul on the take by Serrentino.
For the Huskies, checking in number 15, Kristen Curley, and number 25, Morgan Elias.
Very nearly the end one, just bounced the wrong way for Serrentino. Off the side of the rim. Second free throw is good, so Eastern, after allowing the game's first basket, they're on a 9-0 run. to grab a 9-2 lead with 5:40 to play in the first quarter. Long two-pointer from straight on, bounces in, took a very flat, dead bounce off the back rim. Victoria Harris very fortunate there. The freshman out of Altus, Oklahoma, gets that shot to drop. That breaks the 9-0 run for Eastern Connecticut and trims the deficit to 5. Villard passes to the right side. Here's Sorrentino back up high. Lemaire dribbling between the legs, picks it up, advances to Villard. Villard traveled. So Husky ball here down by 5 as they'll get a chance to try to cut back to within one possession. You see Denise Beerley getting the instructions in from the Eastern Connecticut bench. We'll have a timeout coming at the next whistle. Straight on 3, bounces out. Rebound collected by Barry. Off the Southern Maine, missed 3. Attempted steal, went awry, and so it's an easy jump shot for Sorrentino. Sorrentino's got 4, and Eastern's opened up its largest lead now at by 7 at 11-4, their second 7-point lead of the game. Dribble drive, pull-up jumper up and over everything. Caught on the far side by Luckhart off the Kristen Curley miss. Ball out to the wing. Right hand float, bounces out, but a late foul call will result in 2 free throws when we come back. 4:19 remaining in the first quarter. Your score, Eastern Connecticut 11, Southern Maine 4. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference semifinals on Little East TV and DC TV. .419 to go, first quarter. Eastern Connecticut doing very well at the moment. Gave up the first basket of the ball game, and they've been on fire since. Took them about 2 minutes to score, and then in the 4 minutes that have followed, they've rattled off an 11-2 run to take the 11-4 lead they presently enjoy. As you get a look at the huddles over on both sides. Winner of this one will take on the UMass Dartmouth Corsairs in the Little East Conference Championship game. We'll have that at 3 p.m. tomorrow on Little East TV and also on DC TV. There's the UMass Dartmouth women's team, victorious earlier tonight, looking to go to their second NCAA tournament in 3 years if they can pick up a W tomorrow, but they'll have to get through one of these 2 teams in order to do it.
At the line for the Huskies,
Jackie Luckhart at the line. Luckhart, a 74% free throw shooter, and on the money with her first attempt here for her first point of the ball game. Luckhart counting that makes 68 for 91, make it 69 for 92. As she picks up a couple, and Southern Maine will show some backcourt pressure here, trailing by 5. Eastern beats it. Julie Jordan, newly into the game for Eastern Connecticut, brings the ball into the front court wearing jersey number 4. Toss to the right side, caught by Sorrentino, up to the top of the key for Keckler. Back over for Sorrentino. Villard takes it along the baseline. Deep 3 contested by Sorrentino, up and good. Big shot there by Jenna Sorrentino, the freshman from Cromwell, Connecticut, and now Eastern has its largest lead at 14-6. So the Huskies down by a bundle early, looking to find their way back into it before the end of the quarter. Lob to the block. Good positioning. Passed along the baseline. Makeable jumper knocked down by Morgan Eliason off a nice pass from Victoria Harris. Eliason, a sophomore out of Lewiston, Maine. The bench responsible for half of Southern Maine's 8 points. Santagata takes a long 2. No good. Villard got her hands on it but couldn't corral. Victoria Harris comes up with the carry. And the Huskies now will try to force the issue. Here comes Luckhart, floats it up, no good. Ball bounces out. Offensive rebound for the Huskies, who have a fresh 30. Luckhart gets it inside. Harris misses wild. And Sorrentino comes up with the rebound. Wide open three available for Keckler, and it bounces in with some help from the window. Keckler on the board for the first time, a freshman from Trumbull, Connecticut. And that prompts a 30-second timeout by Samantha Allen with 2:46 remaining in the first quarter. And you heard from Samantha Allen pregame as she was preaching to her team the importance of defense and rebounding. And the team's left something to be desired on both sides of that equation right now, and that's why they find themselves down by the hefty margin at 17-8. And Denise Beerley over on the other side, giving some instructions as she was pretty deep into that whiteboard by the time we got a chance to see her. 17-8, the Eastern Connecticut advantage. Ball in play quickly for Luckhart. Luckhart into the front court, bounces to advance across. Passing on the straight up three is Eliason. Huskies will try to work it inside. Harris dribbles, backs up, leaves it. Now Eliason takes the long two, no good. Rebound taken by Villard. Bad possession there for the Huskies out of the timeout. Eastern now could take the lead into double digits. Villard tries, does not get it, and the ball lost on the way up by Santagata. Victoria Harris bothered it, took it out of her hands. Right-hand shot from in close, no good by Curley. Sorrentino comes away with it. 2-on-1 if the Huskies hurry, but they don't get it up there far enough. Julie Jordan had to come back on the pass a little bit, and so it's stolen away. Ball tipped by Santagata, who comes up with it. Santagata advances into the front court and gets it to Jordan. Jordan returns. Santagata makes a nice move to the basket, gets fouled, and will get herself to the charity stripe with 1:49 remaining first quarter.
Southern Maine foul, call the number 10, Alexa Shrolovitz.
Shrolovitz picks up her first.
Team fourth.
Santagata 73% from the line for the year, 24 for 33. First free throw down the middle. Here's another look. Santagata doing a good job to receive that pass back, and the Huskies, understandably, aren't in the layup allowing business. Down by 10 already here early. Santagata second, down the middle.
Number 11, Christina Blay. Number 20, Kimberly Howerton. And number 33, Sevi Diraps.
Sevi Diraps into the game for the first time for Southern Maine, wearing number 33, a senior from Rangeley, Maine, and Rangeley Lakes Regional. Entry pass, out of play.
Huskies, Warriors ball. Substitution for the Warriors, checking in number 21, Lizzie Cretella.
Lizzie Cretella comes in place of Julie Keckler. Cretella, a junior guard out of St. Paul Catholic, listed at 5'7" from Cheshire, Connecticut. 1:20 to go in the half. Good bounce entry. Extra pass across the lane. Score it and one. Santagata with the bucket and the harm. Excellent job positioning there by Santagata. Knew the contact was coming, timed it perfectly, still got an accurate shot off. And we'll get a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play as Curley gave that foul. Eastern now in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. Still 1:18 left to play in the first. Santagata hits. She's got 5 on the night. It's now 22-8. Belay passes to Diraps up to the top of the key, around to the left side for Curley. Curley, yes, but they don't count the shot. That is a brutal call there by Renee Tarigny, waiting to see if the ball would go in to call the foul on the floor. Santagata calling for the foul, her first. Ball back in play here with 1 minute on the first quarter clock. Steal from point blank range by Barry. Santagata advances for Jordan. Santagata one dribble, gives it off for Cretella. And they'll lob it down and in for Barry. Up top and over to the right side. Good spin by Santagata, who hits. Eastern Connecticut getting it done at both ends of the floor, and they've built a 16-point first quarter lead. Huskies looking for the answer now. Belay steps right, lobs it forward. 16 to shoot. Pass goes down toward the wing. Back up, jumper, no good, offline. Rebound collected by Julie Jordan, and Eastern's played just about the perfect first quarter, and just as I say that, they commit an unforced turnover. So Southern Maine will make a late substitution here to get Luckhart back on the floor. She comes on in favor of Curley. And so the Huskies will get one last chance to crack double digits here in the first quarter. Eastern hoping to guard for 5 seconds. Luckhart with 3 to shoot. Steps around, kicks it. They get a good look at the buzzer, bounces out. It's been that kind of quarter for Southern Maine. Howrigan got a very good shot off, just wouldn't drop. And at the end of one quarter of play, Eastern Connecticut has Southern Maine tripled up. Who saw that coming? 24-8 after one. We'll take a break and we'll come back. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Women's Basketball Tournament Semifinal here on DCTV and Little East TV. Welcome back to the Tripp Athletics Center. Eastern Connecticut all over Southern Maine early by a score of 24-8. Kyle DeKinga coming over with the first quarter box score. The shooting percentages jump off the page for the game. Eastern Connecticut 8 for 11, 72.7%. Southern Maine 3 for 19, 15.8%. That's how you get a 24-8 first quarter. That shot doesn't catch anything for Luckhart. Southern Maine gets the ball back, though. They score and get fouled, and they'll get a chance at an and one. That's the boost that Southern Maine needed as Michelle Rowe scores, and we'll get back to the line. The lesson is always don't peek at your box score, because then stuff like this happens. Stolen clean away. Nice move there by Michelle Rowe. And she'll get to the line to try to make it a three-point play. Rowe, a 67% free throw shooter on the year. Nope, misses off the back rim. So now 24-10. Srolovitz back into the game for Southern Maine. Good burst of speed to the basket, but a wild shot. Cortella not only misses, but hits the deck. Travel called against Southern Maine in transition, though, so it'll be Eastern Connecticut ball again. EastCon gets Jenna Sarantino back on the floor as Villard will have a seat with 9:16 to play in the first half, and it's good coaching there by Denise Beerley. If you got a big lead early, you might as well get Villard some rest, keep her fresh for the second half. Santagata to the dribble, spins, shoots, good. She's got a unique skill set. Got 9 points on the game now. Santagata averages about 9 a game, so she's right at that average here. Dribble to the left side. Bounce entry, a good one. Turnaround jumper by Srolovitz, no good, and just tall enough to collect that rebound is Anna Barry. That ball just stuck to her fingers. Julie Jordan running the point for EastCon. 8:37 to play first half. High lob pass, good catch by Barry, and it's taken away from her on the way out of bounds. Eastern will hang on to the ball as the last one to touch it was Luckhart for Southern Maine. Jordan set to inbound. And she puts it in play for Santagata. Santagata hands off behind her to Cortella, who calls up the new play. 8 on the shot clock. High screen from Santagata, lob inside for Barry, who again makes the catch in traffic and scores. Barry and Santagata have teamed up to take this game over for Eastern Connecticut. They've got an 18-point lead right now at 28-10. It's a 14-4 run that Eastern Connecticut's on. Block on the inside. Santagata wound up with the ball stuck to her forearm. Eastern brings it across. Jordan shifts from left to right and backs it out. Santagata dribbles, spins, shoots. She is on fire. 2 spins for extra style points. She's got 11. Eastern Connecticut leads it 30-10. Got a chance to turn this one into a laugher if the Huskies can't turn it around in the remaining 7.5 minutes of the first half here. Deep three-pointer, way offline by Belay. Southern Maine just never got off the bus here. Inside for Barry, who drops it for Sorrentino. Sorrentino stays with it, shoots and scores. Now you can't shoot it much hotter than Eastern Connecticut has done. They were over 70% for the first quarter, and they still can't miss. 7:16 to go here in the quarter, and that will become our media timeout, so we'll take it as well. 32-10, Eastern Connecticut with the lead. We'll be right back. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Tournament on Little East TV and DC TV.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Eastern Connecticut came loaded for bear tonight. They have got a 32-10 lead in this contest with 7:16 remaining in the first half. I was telling you the immense disparity in shooting. 8 for 11 was Eastern Connecticut in the first quarter versus Southern Maine's 3 for 19. And the numbers remain very, very lopsided at the moment. We'll take a peek at it here in just a second as we tip our cap to Darryl Kanicki, banging away at the stats tonight to give us the live numbers. As teams take the floor again, 32-10 the advantage. Eastern Connecticut 12 for 16 from the floor for 75%. Southern Maine 4 for 24 for 16.7%. It's almost impossible to have that much of a disparity in shooting between two teams this deep into a game. Ball out of bounds is last touched by Harris, who had her, well, apparently not. Yes, last touch by Harris, who had her toe tips on the end line. 7 minutes remaining. All Eastern so far in this one. Ball up top for Jordan. Jordan bounces it over to the right to Sorrentino. Jordan puts to the floor. Lobs it down for Barry. This time they finally refuse Barry a catch inside. She's been killing Southern Maine with those high lob catches. 7 seconds to shoot. Bounced out to the corner for Barry. Barry makes a nice move, a fake inside, comes in and scores. Anna Barry and Kelsey Santagata have teamed up for 20 of Eastern Connecticut's 34 points. And they are all over Southern Maine at the moment, 34-10. Belay kicks it over for Srolovitz, who hits a three. So a sign of life there from the Husky offense as they finally hit a triple for the first time. And they'll need plenty more where that came from if they're to climb back into this game tonight. Another high lob and another easy catch for Barry. Through the lane, Sorrentino gets fouled and will get herself to the free throw line with 6:01 remaining in the half.
Southern Maine foul called the number 42, Victoria Harris. Her first, team first. At the line for the Warriors, number 10, Jenna Sorrentino, shooting 2.
Fouls on Harris, her first. Sorrentino goes back to the line, shooting 2. Right on the money with the first one. So 2 players in double figures already for Eastern Connecticut, and a third knocking on the door. Barry's got 9. Pretty textbook foul there by Harris. Nothing you can argue there. Second, no good off the back iron. Santagata chased it down. Got it out of bounds off her opponent, so it'll be Warrior ball. Lockhart was standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. Over on the men's side in the Little East tournament, Keene State runs away with it over Western Connecticut, 107-80. Keene scored over 50 points in both halves, 52 in the first half, 55 in the second half. That game was 52-25 at halftime. So things could always be worse. Three-pointer, Sorrentino finally misses one, and the Huskies come up with the rebound. They're down by 22. If you can get it to 15 or below at halftime, you'd like your chances to be able to try to put a comeback together in the second half, as that one's coughed up. Will remain Eastern Connecticut ball. Southern Maine gets Eels back onto the floor as Harris comes out. Maya Villard comes back in. Kelsey Santagata sits down. The Eastern Connecticut fans that have made the trip give her a very nice and well-deserved round of applause, as really this game reached another level when she got out there for Eastern Connecticut. Eastern Connecticut's men will take on UMass Dartmouth's men in a much-anticipated semifinal matchup up at Keene State, set to begin any minute. Toss to the left side, catch and shoot 3, a little too strong, but forcing her way to the offensive rebound was Lemaire, just ran out of room. Keckler missed the initial 3 with 5:19 remaining. Ball in play, caught by Lockhart. Lockhart stops, takes the long 2. That's the shot they tell you not to take. Rebound for Keckler. Keckler lobs it up toward Villard, bounces off the backboard, and spits down. So Southern Maine with a rare chance in transition now. They get an open shot. Haven't gotten a lot of those tonight, but they miss. As Lockhart couldn't get it, now it's a 3-on-2 up the floor. Villard ahead of the pack, lays it up and scores. Easy bucket from Maya Villard in what's been a game full of them for the Eastern Connecticut State Warriors. They lead it 37-13. 4:35 to go in the half. Huskies need points in bundles. Ball up top for Curley. Now they wave it around to the right. Enter inside to Eels. A shot bounces out. Rebound collected by Keckler. That was actually Audrey Pohl with the first miss. Kick out right side. Sorrentino left alone for 3. A little too strong on that one. Rebound Curley. Curley into the front court. Ranges right, drops it. Good ball motion there. Baseline jumper available and knocked down by Alexis Srolovitz. Srolovitz with 5 points, all here in the second quarter for USM. It's 24-8 after 1. This deflection will keep it live, so it's been 13-7 here in the second quarter. That's going to be a foul on Southern Maine. There's been no shortage of those in this game either. It should be the second on Curley.
Call number 15, Kristen Curley. Her second, team second. Ladies and gentlemen, timeout, Eastern Connecticut State University. That is a 30-second timeout.
Eastern Connecticut's called a 30-second timeout. This is the second time tonight we've had a team treat a 30-second timeout like a full. It was a problem Matt Ducharme raised to the table earlier tonight. But this one, I guess they're just going to shake it off. Now the officials will go over and bother Southern Maine now that it's ending. So you're not supposed to go and sit during the 30-second timeout. That's supposed to be just for fulls. But on a night where nothing's gone right for Southern Maine, it only stands to reason that that wouldn't go right either. .337 remaining in the half. Entry pass comes into Julie Keckler. Santagata picks up her dribble and bounces it across to Keckler. Keckler returns on the high lob pass. Santagata gets it down for Barry. Catch, shoot, score. Well, Matt Ducharme is scouting this game for UMass Dartmouth, knowing what's coming tomorrow, and Corsair fans have to hope that he knows his taller players have got to refuse these rainbow passes that Eastern's been using to move the ball around. Deep three-pointer, up and good. Katie Howe with her first points of the game, a junior out of New Boston, New Hampshire, in Goffstown High. 39-18 here with 2:52 and counting in the first half. Bad pass stolen away easy by Curley. So the Huskies trying to get on a run. They're 2-on-1 up the floor. Good pass across the lane. Block inside by Santagata. Kept alive. Keckler made the play inbounds. Terrific reaction defense there by Eastern Connecticut. Santagata and Keckler teaming up. Santagata steps up from the free throw line. Hits the shot and gets fouled. Yowza. Kelsey Santagata on fire here tonight. 13 points off the bench for Eastern Connecticut. And Denise Beerley will go deeper into her bench here and put Julie Jordan out for the first time, a junior guard from Sterling, Connecticut. As Santagata heads to the free throw line, looking for another. And she's got it. 14 off the bench for Kelsey Santagata. And the lead's back to 24 for Eastern Connecticut at 42-18. Right-hander by Eels, no good, and a foul. The Eastern Connecticut bench protesting there. Let's see what this call is.
Eastern Connecticut State ball, call the number 24, Anna Barry.
It's interesting they call it on Anna Barry.
Substitution for the Huskies.
Second foul on Barry. It's also the second on Eastern. So Barry will come out replaced by Sarantino. What a great first half turned in by Anna Barry. 11 points and really controlled play on the offensive end. 2:15 to go in the half. It's the ball lobbed into the block. Caught there by Pohl. Right-hander off the glass and in.
2 points for Audrey Pohl.
Audrey Pohl, a freshman out of Holland, Michigan, and West Ottawa. Cuts it to 42-20 with 2 minutes remaining in the half. So the Huskies now, I think, would settle for just getting it under 20 at halftime. Standing at 22 right now. Massive first half for Eastern Connecticut offensively. Santagata spins into a jump ball. Eastern keeps the ball with the possession arrow. Southern man applauding the effort. Danielle O'Brien will get in here, a freshman guard out of Rockland, Mass. So Denise Beerley trying to get the starters off their feet for the most part here. They leave her all alone, clean off the bench to shoot a three. No good. Sarantino with an offensive rebound. It's a jump ball. And the Huskies have the arrow this time. How's that for getting thrown right into the fire? Danielle O'Brien getting into the game for the first time, left all alone to shoot a three immediately off the inbound. Minute and a half to go. Ball on the left side for Howe. Entry pass into the lane, and they'll get Santagata for a push foul there. Warriors have them to give. That's just their third foul of the quarter, so they've got one more to give with 1:24 remaining in the half. Alexis Strolovitz will put in the entry pass. Howard comes in. Excuse me. Ayanna Ward comes in. Santagata goes to the bench. Ward, a freshman forward out of Waterbury, Connecticut, and Holy Cross High. Lob entry, left-hander Wild. Ball's loose on the floor. It'll result in another jump ball. This one belongs to Eastern Connecticut. 1:12 to go in a first half that's belonged exclusively to Eastern Connecticut State. They actually gave up the first basket of the game, but went on a 9-0 run after that, and they really haven't looked back. Eastern, with most of the bench out there, Villard the only starter, and she gives an offensive foul right there, throwing a forearm out. With 1:02 to go in the half. Villard will now come out of the game with the two fouls. Denise Beerley trying to keep track of, doesn't want to re-enter a player she's taken out for the half, talking to her assistants about who can go in. And they'll go with Tara Procarina, a junior forward from Colchester, Connecticut, and Bacon Academy. Getting a minute here at the end of the half. Terrible pass there. Goes right into Denise Beerley's hands. And she'll give an instruction to Procarina. Eastern Connecticut, maybe their final possession of the half here, depending on how the shot clock shakes out. A complete second unit out there, maybe a third unit on the floor right now for Eastern. Sorrentino right now is a starter, so I stand corrected there. And she's had a very nice night tonight. 13 on the shot clock. They'll get it out there. Shot from the right side, misses a little bit short. Offensive rebound, no, and free throws coming for Julie Jordan, who will get herself to the stripe. Jordan, a 68% free throw shooter on the season, 45 for 66. Foul is on Eels, it's her third. So things going from bad to worse here for the University of Southern Maine. Big deficit and foul trouble alike as the first free throw is good. First point of the ball game for Jordan, who's a junior out of Sterling, Connecticut. Yeah, got to call that. So depending on who you're rooting for tonight, this has either been the perfect first half or the worst first half imaginable, with no in between. Eastern Connecticut playing the sport about as well as it can be played in these first 20 minutes. Southern Maine with another miss. Jordan comes up with a rebound. Eastern could have held out for the final shot, but they rushed the ball forward, turned it over. That'll give the Huskies one last shot at it with 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Southern Maine will get one more shooter back on the floor, and Jackie Luckhard will come on in place of Eliason. And Southern Maine gets 10 seconds to try to take a 24-point deficit down to either 22 or 21. Unless they make a three, they're going to be at least doubled up by Eastern for the first half. Luckhard gets fouled and will get herself a trip to the free throw line with 2.2 seconds left. Had to see that coming in a game with this kind of a lopsided score.
Eastern Connecticut State foul, call the number 4, Julie Jordan.
Jordan called for the foul, her first.
At the line,
Luckhart going to the free throw line, a 74% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game. Her first, no good, off the back rim. Here's another look here. If you breathe on somebody when there's a 24-point game 5 seconds before halftime, it's going to be a foul. So any contact at all will draw that whistle, and that certainly qualified. So Luckhart makes one of two. Warriors get the ball in. They'll take a long three-pointer. Misses offline, but that's just a footnote in an otherwise perfect first half of basketball for Eastern Connecticut as they take a giant step toward championship Saturday, as they outscore Southern Maine 44-21 in the first half. So to put it in perspective, Southern Maine could double their score in the second half, shut Eastern Connecticut out, and still not get back to even. So a big mountain to climb for USM coming into the second half. At the break, your score, Eastern Connecticut 44, Southern Maine 21. We're going to take a break. If you're watching live, we'll be back in 15 minutes. If you're watching on DCTV, we'll be back in the snap of a finger. Do stick with us here on DCTV and Little East TV. Welcome back to the Tripp Athletic Center here on the campus of UMass Dartmouth. Eastern Connecticut made it a laugher in the first half, and they have got the lead by a score of 44-21. The numbers often tell the story, and they certainly do tonight. Take a little bit of a dive into the halftime stats here, and they are gaudy in a word. The field goal percentage, just out of this world, 64 versus 22. Three-pointers, really a non-factor here, but you see what Eastern Connecticut's done from the free throw line as well. Turnovers, not that big of a difference, but if you dive a little deeper into the numbers, Southern Maine 8 for 36 in the first half compared to Eastern Connecticut's 16 for 25. So twice as many makes for Eastern Connecticut on 11 fewer shots. Also rebounds going Eastern Connecticut's way in a big way. 24-15. Points in the paint, Eastern Connecticut 16-6. Off turnovers, 16-3. And then bench points, 16-11 in Eastern Connecticut's favor, and that's largely because of Kelsey Santagata, who's got 14 on 5 for 6 shooting off the bench. So the second half is underway, if nothing else. Missed shot, rebound taken there by Gray. Eastern in the home whites is the number 2 seed, and they certainly are playing like they've earned that distinction here tonight. Score it and 1. Eastern picking right up where they left off. Jenna Sarantino puts 2 on the board and will go to the line for a third.
Southern Maine foul, call number 20, Kimberly Howergan, her first, team first.
Howergan's first foul.
The Warriors, number 10, Jenna Sarantino, shooting 1.
Sarantino looking for the N1, and she's got it. 47-21. .922 remaining third quarter. Huskies down by some 26. Belay steps into a long 2, no good off the back rim. Huskies just can't spit in the ocean tonight. 3-on-1 up the floor. Good effort play there. It's a ball punched out of bounds by Luckhart. Warriors hang on to it with 26 to shoot. 9:04 to go third quarter. And Sarantino will trigger the inbound. Ball caught on the wing by Keckler, who gets it in to Villard, who scores. Maya Villard in limited minutes in this game, up to 6 points. Villard played 15 minutes in the first half. Felt like a lot less just because so many other players were contributing. Kind of got lost out there for a little while. Howergan nearly lost it out of bounds, uncontested. 7 to shoot. Right hand float up and good for Katie Howe. So 5 on the board here for Howe, and Southern Maine will get right into that full court press off made baskets to try to create some extra opportunities. But the thing is, if you don't get the steal, you give up quick opportunities back the other way. Although they do come up with a turnover there as Howe comes away with it. 8:08 to play in the third. Huskies get a wide open straight on 3. Bounces out. It's been that kind of night for USM as Katie Howe misses there. Keckler around to the right side, tosses for Sarantino. Sarantino, some nifty stepping through the lane, missed the shot. We'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to Eastern Connecticut. In the regular season, Eastern Connecticut was 17-8 overall, 12-4 in the Little East. Southern Maine 16-10, 11-5 in LEC play. But these two teams don't look like two teams that were just one game apart in the regular season standings here tonight. Two teams going in different directions as there's a miss, but an uncontested rebound and a follow by Sarantino, who did a nice job following her miss. She now has 15. 51-23. Where have you gone, Rick Jalbert? Good night to have a colored guy. Ball thrown out to the corner. Dribble to the baseline. Right hand float, bounces in.
2 points for Jackie Lockhart.
Jackie Lockhart now with 5. Lobbed ahead, Villard ahead of the pack. Left-hander up and good. So strong with the ball in her hands. Good feed as well from Anna Barry. And a timeout called by Southern Maine. It'll become immediate timeout, so we will take it as well. 6:43 to go, third quarter. Your score, Eastern Connecticut 53, Southern Maine 25. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Tournament on Little East TV.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Welcome back to the Tripp Athletics Center here on the campus of UMass Dartmouth. Semi-final round action here in the Little East Conference Tournament. Eastern Connecticut with a hefty lead over Southern Maine. And UMass Dartmouth's players and coaches showing you about how entertaining this game has been. Teams will break the huddle on their timeouts and come back out to the floor. Frank Sherman has been here a long time. It's been a long day for Frank. But he's staying right on top of that music for us. You got to love him for it. Sideline out of bounds coming here for the Huskies. As the ball comes in play to Michelle Rowe. Three-pointer from straight on, misses short. Catch off the miss, right-hand follow up and good by Katie Howe. So Howe getting into the swing of things offensively for the Huskies. Needs a lot of her teammates to do the same if they're to make this score respectable tonight. Ball poked away out of bounds, going to stay with Eastern Connecticut. 11 remaining on the shot clock with 6:12 to go third quarter.
Substitution for the Warriors, checking in number 4, Julie Jordan.
Julie Jordan now comes in for East Con. Ball in play, they give it back out to Jordan, 8 to shoot. Villard far from the basket, they go inside out, 3 for Sorrentino, rolls out. It's the first thing that hasn't gone in for Sorrentino tonight, or so it would seem. Three-pointer from the left side, no good. Tapped out, loose. Everybody's still fighting for it, which you like to see. Huskies come away with the ball. Jump shot, no good off the back rim by Howrigan. Out of bounds will stay with the Huskies with a fresh shot clock. Now Kelsey Santagata comes back into the game. And she made an impact with a capital I. In the first half, in just 8 minutes, she scored 14 points. To go along with 4 rebounds, an assist, 2 blocks, and a steal. Just a monster effort. And there she is coming up with another rebound right away. Bounce out to the right side. Shifted through the lane, batted, and they let that go. I think in a closer game they would have called out of bounds on Southern Maine, but a running clock is a friend to you, me, and them. Ball out on the wing, jump shot, no good off the side rim. Offensive rebound, chased down, and they'll let that one go too. Entry pass, stolen away, good catch inside by Keckler. Keckler into the front court. We'll back it out. I believe we'll have a timeout at the next whistle. As we come under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Santagata leaves it out, and back up top for Jordan. 13 to shoot. Villard, good pass across to Sorrentino, who's able to knock that one down. Jenna Sorrentino with 17. Srolovitz out to the left. Ball inside. Spin, quite the spin. Rolls off the front rim on Michelle Rowe. Warriors with the ball. Southern Maine starting to go deeper into its bench. Eastern Connecticut will begin to do the same with 4:14 remaining in the third quarter. Santagata, baseline jumper up over everything. Villard with the catch and the basket on the follow. Villard now into double digits in scoring with 10. 4 different players in double figures for Eastern Connecticut tonight. 57-27 with 14 minutes left in the contest. Dribble drive, kick to the right side, jumper is good. Knocked down by Harrigan. Huskies will have 4 new players coming in at the next whistle. Villard up top. Step to the right, and a travel called on Eastern Connecticut, and that should bring us to the timeout, which it will. 3:34 to go, third quarter. Your score, Warriors 57, Huskies 29. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Women's Basketball Tournament on Little East TV and DC TV.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
Welcome back to the Tripp Athletic Center at UMass Dartmouth, where Eastern Connecticut would appear to be well on its way to a date with the UMass Dartmouth Corsairs tomorrow in the Little East Conference Championship game. Eastern Connecticut really got off and running tonight, opened with a 9-2 lead, and they just threw it in overdrive from there. 28 points the lead right now at 57-29. Greg Antonelli doing a bang-up job on the playlist for tonight's action. Don't hear Blackstreet in the arenas as often as you once did.
42, Victoria Harris. Number 15, Kristen Curley. Number 30,
Ball comes back into play for Christina Belay. Schrolovitz gives it off to the right side. Some miscommunication on that entry pass. Belay was trying to go to Harris. Harris had her back to the ball with predictable results here. Jordan gives it to Villard. Pass is tipped. Getting to it, though, with a good hustle play is Rizzi Cretella. Cretella steps into a long 2 and hits.
2 points for Lizzie
Cretella's
Cretella.
first points of the ball game. And it's now 59-29. Eastern by 30. Three-pointer from straight on is good. Good-looking shot there by Audrey Pohl, who thought she short-armed it because she was following it like it was going to hit the front rim. The ball goes through, no problem, and it's 59-32. Ball on the left side, Santagata to the dribble. Santagata bothered. Villard gets the ball, gets it back, and gets fouled on the way up. And he'll get a couple of free throws here as they call the foul inside on Victoria Harris. Villard, a 71% free throw shooter on the year, 108 for 152.
Team second at the line for the Warriors, number 40, Maya Villard, shooting 2.
First one bounces out. More interesting affair up at Keene State right now, where the Eastern Connecticut men have a 3-point lead at halftime on the UMass Dartmouth men, 37-34. As that shot falls off the rim, collected by Pohl. And up ahead to the right side. Toss to the left. Brought down low, kicked over to the right side. Ball out to the wing, step back 3, misses short. The shot clock expires. And they'll give the ball back over to Eastern Connecticut with 2:01 remaining in the third quarter. Ayana Ward comes back into the game. Villard goes to the bench. Keckler advances the ball to Cretella across half court. Get it back, and knocking down a three-pointer is Lizzie Cretella. Cretella with 5 points, all coming in the third quarter, and it's a 30-point lead for Eastern Connecticut again at 62-32. Curley puts up a three and knocks it down. Kristen Curley's first points of the ball game. A sophomore out of Gorham, Maine, which is the hometown of the University of Southern Maine. Step up three-pointer for the quick answer. No good off the back rim by Keckler, but an offensive rebound results in 2 points for Ayanna Ward. Ayanna Ward scoring for the first time tonight. A freshman out of Waterbury. 29 points, the Eastern Connecticut lead. Entry pass caught by Harris, who shovels it back out. Mid-range jumper up and good for Srolovitz. Srolovitz now with 7 as we come into the final minute of the third quarter. Remember, we do still have 10 more minutes of this on the other side, but we can get through it together. Santagata knocks it down.
2 points for Kelsey Santagata.
16 on the ball game for Kelsey Santagata, who's truly been excellent. UMass Dartmouth going to have their hands full guarding her tomorrow. Right-hand pass over to Srolovitz. Srolovitz feeds it inside. Shot scored by Victoria Harris. So Southern Maine's picked up its offensive game. They just need the defense to match now. With 17 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Keckler picks up her dribble. Needs some help. Flings it to a wide open Santagata, who's just making it look easy tonight. 18 for Santagata off the bench. 68-39 the score at the end of 3 quarters of play. 10-minute Vampathon coming your way on the other side of the break. At the end of 3, your score Warriors 68, Huskies 39. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Women's Basketball Semifinals on Little East TV and DC TV. Enjoy the game. 10 minutes to go here. 68-39. Your score in favor of Eastern Connecticut. Right-hander up and good for Christina Blay. And Southern Maine cracks the 40-point threshold with 9:42 left to go. Jumper up and good, back the other way for Santagata. 20 points on the night, now 70-41. Curley with the make, and she's got 5 on the board tonight, so much better offense here in the second half here from USM. Just haven't figured out a way to keep Eastern Connecticut from keeping pace. Good lob entry there. And we've got a jump ball call.
Jump ball in favor of the Warriors.
Jump ball stays with the Warriors with 9:06 to go. Offensive foul, and the ball will go the other way with 8:59 remaining.
Eastern Connecticut State offensive foul, call number 21, Lizzie Cretella, her first team first. Substitution for the Huskies, checking in number 41, Lauren Miller.
Three-pointer up on the way. Looked good, just a little offline. And a rebound brought down by Ward. Good take to the basket there by Julie Jordan. Jordan up to 4 on the ball game, now 70-43. Shot misses short. And caught there in front of the baseline by Julie Jordan. Jordan kicks it out. Faking on the three is O'Brien, and it's a travel.
Substitution for Southern Maine, checking in number 10, Alexa
Huskies
Schultz.
take back over with 8:08 to go. Losing her footing there down low is Harris. Ball up top over the right side. Free throw line jumper up and good. Strolovitz. 9 points, all of them coming since the beginning of the second quarter. And it's now 72-45. Kick out to the left side. Three-pointer from straight on, bounces offline. Rebound collected by Curley. Steal at half court. Nobody home on the defensive side, so Cretella will take that in and convert the bunny. 74-45 with 7 minutes remaining. We'll take another look at that one. Not very often you have the entire half of the court to work. Cretella cashing it in for 2 right there with 6:50 to play. Late foul call there will put Lauren Miller to the free throw line for a chance at her first points of the ball game. Miller, a freshman guard out of St. George, Maine, and Camden Hills Regional. They'll get that foul on O'Brien, is her first.
And the line for the Huskies, number 41, Lauren Miller, shooting 2. And substitution for the Huskies, taking in number 25, Morgan Eliason.
Eliason comes back in as Harris goes to the bench. Santagata feeds it into the lane. Extra passing, Santagata again wide open, missed on that one a little bit short. One of the very few times she has missed tonight. Good effort on the offensive glass by Lizzie Cretella, is going to send her to the free throw line with 6:24 to go.
Another main foul, call the number 41, Lauren Miller, her first, team first. At the line for the Warriors, number 21, Lizzie Cretella, shooting 2.
Cretella's first, right on the money.
Substitution for the Huskies, checking in number 14, Jackie Lockhart. And checking in for the Warriors, number 25, Tara Bocarena.
Southern Maine making some substitutions, or there will. Eastern Connecticut going a little deeper into the bench. Santagata getting a loud round of applause there, so her night likely finished as Cretella puts in another.
Huskies, checking in number 20, Kimberly Hourigan.
Hourigan comes back on for Southern Maine as Eels comes back in, or comes off rather, with 6:22 and counting to go. Lob pass taken away on the way in by O'Brien. And the Warriors are bringing it into the front court with 5:55 to go. Nice pull-up jumper there. Jordan knocks it down. 6 points on the board. Eastern with an outside chance at 100 here tonight, because this is kind of taking on a relaxed defensive feel to it at both ends. Everybody's just letting everybody shoot for their points as Curley tosses in a 3. They'll make it 78-48 with 5:32 to go. Ball out of bounds. And it'll go over to the Warriors with 5:19 remaining. Southern Maine will get Sevidiri DeRaps back on. I saw a little bit of her in the first half. As Curley now comes off the floor. Curley with 8 points on the night. Jumper up and good. Lizzie Critella with double digits off the bench. The bench just pouring it on for Eastern Connecticut in this game. Kelsey Santagata with 20 off the bench. Critella with another 11. Julie Jordan with 6. And a foul there with 4:53 remaining.
Eastern Connecticut State ball, color number 4, Julie Jordan. Her second.
And that'll bring us to our final media timeout of the night. 4:53 standing between Eastern Connecticut and a date with UMass Dartmouth in the championship game tomorrow. We'll have it for you when we return. You're watching the 2019 Little East Conference Tournament on Little East TV.
It's on us. It's on all of us. And it's time to act now.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
Welcome back to the Tripp Athletic Center. 4:53 left to go in this one. Eastern Connecticut. Well, they're now calling the projection out in the truck here tonight. Looks like it'll be the top seeds, chalking it through. And you'll see top-seeded UMass Dartmouth taking on second-seeded Eastern Connecticut in tomorrow's Little East Conference Final. That's projected to be a 3 p.m. tip, and we'll have that for you on Little East TV as well as DC TV. Take a peek at what happened between those two teams in the regular season. UMass Dartmouth won both of those matchups. The game that was here at the Tripp back on January the 16th was a nail-biter, 64-60. Corsairs had a better showing on the road, and Willimantic won that game 73-55 back on Groundhog Day. Here, Alexa Strolovitz has just cracked double digits with a made free throw to get her up to 10 and make it 11. So the senior playing in her final collegiate game out of Montreal, Quebec, will go out with a double-digit effort. Baseline jumper up and good. Tara Procarina scores her first points of the ball game. Three-pointer from the right side, spits out. Rebound collected by Critella. Julie Jordan kicks through to the right side. Jumper on the way. No good off the back rim. And a rebound collected. Nice effort play there by Critella. Three-pointer from straight on is good for Julie Jordan. Eastern threatening to get yet another player into double digits tonight. They have Santagata, Villard, Barry, and Critella, and Sarantino already there. Jordan would be the sixth. Eastern came out with a white-hot shooting first quarter. They were over 72% for the first quarter and over 64% for the first half. And that really rendered this second half a footnote. Ball to the right side, open three, up and good.
3 points
for Sevidiri DeRaps, who gets into the scoring column for the first time tonight. And a timeout just for substitutions. It happens a lot late in lopsided games. As a coach will call a timeout, they don't want to strategize. They just want to get the new players into the contest. And so Southern Maine will get Kristen Curley back on there, as you saw. Warriors put the ball in play with 3:10 to go. Long two, spits out. And the rebound collected along the baseline by Kristen Curley. Curley's right-hander, no good. Rebound collected by Ward. So Eastern got everybody into the game pretty early in this one tonight. We saw just about everyone in the first half. There's still 3 reserves down the end of Denise Beardley's bench that we may see between now and the finish. Jumper up and good for Ayanna Ward. This is a rubber match between two teams that split the regular season series, but you wouldn't know it from what you saw in this one, as Eastern Connecticut was just a couple notches above this evening. 87-53 your score, and finally missing one there was Lizzie Cretella. She's had a hot fourth quarter. Howard again, can't get it to drop, but he'll get a couple of free throws with 2:06 remaining.
Eastern Connecticut State ball, caller number 3, Danielle O'Brien, her second, team fourth. At the line for the Huskies, number 20, Kimberly Howard, and shooting 2.
Maddie Pullen now will get her first appearance in tonight's game, a freshman guard. Listed at 5'9" out of Herman High. Second, no good. Rebound collected by Procarina. Well, the die's certainly been cast here tonight. Eastern Connecticut calling out UMass Dartmouth in a big way with their dispatching of Southern Maine in the semis. Amazingly, not a wire-to-wire win for Eastern, because Southern Maine actually did score first in this one, as they'll call a foul on Howard with 1:51 to go. But Eastern Connecticut rattled off the next 9. They got a 9-2 lead. They turned that into 14-6, and then turned that into 28-10. And really, it's just been a boat race since then.
Warriors number 15, Serena Levere, shooting 2.
So the Huskies will finish out a good season with an overall record of 16-11. Of course, they've had a lot of years where they've won a lot more games than that, so they won't, be satisfied with a 16-11 year, but certainly nothing to be ashamed of either. And certainly be looking to take that next step come to 2019-20. It's going to be a different dynamic, a different balance of power in the Little East after Nakira Examon graduates. It's going to leave a void, and that top squad will be up for grabs next season. So they got a foul there on Ward. A couple of free throws for Katie Bagley. Bagley, a freshman guard out of Hancock, Maine, and Ellsworth High. Attempting her second. Ball inside, a right-hand shot is up and good.
2 points for Ayanna Ward.
Ward scores, she's got 6. Ball up to the baseline, jumper is up and good.
For Katie Bagley.
So Bagley knocks down a field goal. And Southern Maine still with a chance to get 60 here. If they can get a couple more on the board. 3-pointer up on the way, no good, but an offensive rebound pulled down by Eastern. Cretella with it. Still just over a minute to play. Calling for it on the right side is Sabrina Lemaire. Lemaire started the game but doesn't have a point. It's kind of like a baseball game where a team scores in the double digits. There's always the one guy that doesn't get a hit. Sabrina Lemaire is the basketball version of that player tonight, the one that doesn't have a point. 50.3 seconds to go here as the Huskies will get Michelle Rowe out onto the floor.
Out of bounds of the Huskies, Warriors ball.
50.4 seconds remaining as the Warriors get Diana Winook to the table, looking to come in for the first time. Don't know if you'll get another whistle between now and the end necessarily. Fall-away jumper, good-looking shot there by Procarina. Eastern Connecticut's done it about as well as it can be done here tonight. 93 points on the board against an opponent that came in with 16 wins on the year. Lob, good basket there. Inside by Audrey Pohl. 11.5 seconds left to go. Southern Maine still trapping in the backcourt, but one would think would not foul in this situation. And mercifully, we see this one come to its conclusion. Eastern Connecticut leaves no doubt with a 93-58 victory over Southern Maine to advance to championship Saturday. Well, they will take on the regular season champions in UMass Dartmouth, and that's very quickly going to become a highly anticipated matchup. So Southern Maine finishes out the season 16-11 overall. And counting the prior victory, 12-6 in Little East Conference play, Eastern Connecticut jumps up to 18-8. And they come up with another key LEC win here tonight to set the stage for tomorrow's championship game. Your final score in this one, Eastern Connecticut 93-58. We'll step aside for the moment. We'll try to see if we can hear from Coach Beerley and a player of her choosing. And we'll come back and do that just as soon as we're able over on the sideline here on BCTV and Little East TV. All right, welcome back here. Post-game, Eastern Connecticut victorious 93-58 over the University of Southern Maine to advance to the Little East Conference Championship game with UMass Dartmouth tomorrow. I'm joined by head coach Denise Beerley as well as Kelsey Santagato, one of the stars of tonight's game for Eastern Connecticut. And Coach, when you have a player like Kelsey and she doesn't start for you, that shows you've got a pretty darn good team, and they all did extremely well tonight right from the beginning.
They did really well. Yeah, I mean, we don't really look at it like, I mean, we feel like we have like 8 strong players, so we don't really look at it like who starts and who does this. And we've actually been, the last few weeks really adjusting our lineup a lot, going a little bit bigger, and I think that's helped us a lot. And Kelsey's been a really key part of that. And so, no, I thought it was just from the tip to the last second, we just really played well. We played really focused. We played really together on defense and offense, and I'm really proud of them.
And you're an example of that because you were making things happen defensively initially with the rebounds. You're also hitting your shots, and you got sent to the free throw line a couple of times. So you're making it happen there too. So obviously you were hot shooting, but it seemed like your teammates were getting you some really good passes to set you up. What were your teammates seeing out there that were making it so that they could enter the ball to you so well?
I think we were really just looking on the smart passes. I think it's key in reversing the ball and getting an open look, and I think we just really found it. We were in the zone, and we just played well.
And, Coach, it really did come together for you quickly as you get out to that 9-2 run to start the game, and you had a double-digit lead for almost the entirety of the game tonight. You talked about your team playing in a complementary way, the defense into the offense. What was the defense doing that fed you to get all those points so quickly tonight?
Well, I just think, like I said before the game, the team defense was really critical. I think we just, Kelsey and Anna Berry's 2 positions really helped a lot. They were guarding like their forward player, and they were help down low and on some of their flare screens and their triangle offense, and I think that was really got us off to a good start. And then that just led to, we pushed the ball, but we also, I felt like I said, in half-court offense, they went to their zone. I thought we executed. We did have a few too many turnovers the first half, but, I thought overall we played very well.
And certainly had an excellent effort. It wasn't just you, but your teammates were making their shots as well. You're moving the ball around very well to find open shooters. What were the opportunities you were seeing when you weren't shooting to look to pass to get your teammates good shots?
I think my teammates do a really good job of just being where they need to be when I have the ball. If I don't have a shot, I just feel like I can find the open player well for them, and they just do the thing. So it's good.
And you mentioned playing with some bigger lineups, and of course when you have Maya out there with Kelsey as well, it creates some real matchup problems for a lot of teams' front courts, especially Southern Maine tonight. What are some of the things that you like to do when you have both of them out there where you can keep the ball higher in the air?
Well, I just think we really the way we're running our offense, we're just trying to get a post, get a touch on for us. I think we work better when the post touches the ball. We work from inside out. I think tonight, though, a big key was we did hit outside shots. Kelsey hit some outside shots. I thought Jenna Sorrentino had a great game as a freshman in her first Little East Conference tournament, and I thought she hit some key shots. When our guards, our perimeter players, hit outside shots, it just opens up our game so much more, and we really did that consistently for the 40 minutes tonight.
And certainly 18 wins is an excellent season all by itself, but now you get the opportunity to do something really special here tomorrow and play for a Little East Conference championship. You've worked so hard all off season and into the preseason and through this season to get this opportunity. How much does this mean for you and your teammates to have a chance to go out on top tomorrow?
This is huge, especially being my senior year. I feel like we're all really focused. Like I said, the freshmen are new, but they're doing a phenomenal job being their first tournament. So I think we're just ready to go.
And certainly a lot of experience over on the other side with UMass Dartmouth tomorrow. You've seen them plenty over the years. You get to a point where you have such a high degree of familiarity that you still scout, but you almost don't have to at this stage in the year. So what about the prior matchups, not only this year, but perhaps over the last 2 years as well, shapes what you're thinking for, trying to go out and get a win tomorrow?
Well, we're going to have to play well. They're a really good team, and, they have a great job of, everybody talks about Exelon inside, but they just have a really balanced attack. They're able to hit three-pointers or perimeter shots, and then that opens it up, so you can't just, try to stop Exelon. So it's just going to be a huge challenge for us. Obviously we played well tonight. Obviously we need to carry it over into tomorrow, but it'll be a big challenge for us. So, like you said, we do know each other very well. I think in a lot of ways we're similar in how we approach the game of basketball. And so it'll just come down to execution, really, for the 40 minutes. Because, you're right, everybody knows what everybody's doing at this point, so, yeah.
All right, well, congratulations to both of you on a really great night tonight, and best of luck again tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, that sets the stage for the championship game tomorrow between UMass Dartmouth and Eastern Connecticut. We'll have it for you here on Little East TV at 3 p.m. Don't miss it. It's going to do it for us tonight. This is John Cabral saying so long from the Trip.